3 years ago, I set out to construct the most powerful nootropic stack for focus, motivation, and sheer cognitive horsepower. I logged hundreds of hours, sampled endless amounts of cognitive performance chemicals, and ran beta tests with soldiers from the United States Army. And after massive experimentation and ruthless trial and error, my work had finally paid off. I found what I was looking for.
Boom, the Cortex nootropic stack. A guy wrote a review about this on one of our videos, took the stack and said, this is the stack that he's been waiting for. Said massive verbal fluency, great brain performance. I'm underselling it. And look, I don't want to be salesy. I want to give you guys a lot of value. That's what we do. I like to do this sort of technical review of nootropics. I think a lot of people's brains are wondering what's going on and want to be informed. They're like technical nootropics. There's some folks reviewing nootropics out there that are not very technical. They're like, yeah, check it out, man. I took some GPC. I guess it's choline or something, and it felt pretty zoned in. That's not what we do here. We want to talk about the specifics of stuff. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll just say it. Cortex is in my opinion, the best stack out there. That I'm very serious about everything that I do. I mean, I get that from the Army, and yeah, I try to build a stack that if you respond well to it, because some people can take modafinil and get nothing, okay? But if you respond well to it, it's going to turn your brain on and you're going to notice it. If this is the 27th, 28th, 29th, or 30th of April 2017, if you buy a bottle of Cortex, we'll give you one free. So you buy a bottle, boom, another one comes in the mail with the first bottle. So you get 2 bottles of Cortex to try, and you will love it. But you just have to enter the coupon code GET1, GET space ONE, on the checkout page where it says coupon code. But yeah, I mean, here's the review. Check it out. Guys, this is a profound stack and helps my verbal fluency, and I'm on another level, and you're underselling it. Thank you very much for writing that review. I really appreciate it, and I'm just glad you responded well to it. That's all I care about. People buy it and like it. That's what I care. I hear a lot of sort of shifty stuff about other stacks out there, and they're good. I mean, I'm a fan of Alpha Brain. True Brain's got some good stuff in it. Optimind is pretty good. But yeah, some other stacks I hear some weird things about it. I mean, yeah, we took a very technical approach about producing a quality stack. That's what I care about. I'm an entrepreneur and I want to move product, but you don't move product successfully if you don't have a good product. That's it. You're either genuine and have a good product, or you're not, and people can tell the difference. So securebottlelivecortex.com. If you buy one again today, tomorrow, the next day, by the 30th of April, we'll give you another bottle for free. You'll like it. You will love it. Then you have 2 bottles of the Mighty Mighty Cortex, which is said to be medium or regular dose modafinil for a lot of people that respond well to it. Quickly, I want to talk about nerve growth factor. I studied the woman who discovered it for a long time. Her name is Rita Levi-Montalcini. She died a long time ago, but she lived till about 113. There are articles out on the web that propose the notion that she lived that long, to 113, at least in part because of nerve growth factor, because she took it every day. In order to cross the blood-brain barrier to get it to be effective, because you can't really take it in pill form and have it cross the blood-brain barrier, you have to actually drop it in your eyeballs. It's the only way to get it across the blood-brain barrier, apparently. I think it'd be interesting to find out if one could create a drug or something that got nerve growth factor into the brain, across the barrier in a different manner, perhaps with a transport, something that was a literal smart drug, something that was consciously transported the nerve growth factor to neurons into the brain, but who knows? This woman is more verbally fluent than me on my best day at 110 years old. When she was 95, she was giving interviews, and you got to go watch them. It's incredible. But I think what I want to talk about just quickly is just sort of putting the seed out there to talk about nerve growth factor more. I mean, this woman is an example I think a lot of us should be looking at. Again, Rita Levi-Montalcini, Italian woman, very hard Italian accent. And her brain function was so incredible in her later years. She took it every day, and she attributes it to her good cognitive health. I mean, it was 0 Alzheimer's. She was 100 and something, giving speeches and giving interviews. She won a Nobel Peace Prize for discovering nerve growth factor. So, big deal. I have tried different combinations of Noopept, Alcar, and I forget what it's called. It's like Ashtiba or Atishba, something similar to that, which is supposed to stimulate the production of nerve growth factor. Noopept has some correlations with nerve growth factor. I've really got to get into reading it and trying to figure out how to perhaps, I don't know, maybe put that in one of our next stacks that we're going to be building. But we're building a stack that is going to target nerve growth factor. That's what we're doing. And it's very important to me because the woman who discovered it dropped it in her eyeballs every day for 30 years and then took it public and won a Peace Prize because of it is onto something. And I feel almost obligated to sort of, I don't want to say like I'd be as prestigious as to pick up where her work left off or something, but I mean, I think that I could at least build a nootropic around it. And I think that I think it's something that as a community we should talk about more. So if anybody, that's all I want to say. So, if anybody has any strategy, any combination of things, if anybody's more clued into in terms of mechanisms of what's going on with Noopept and nerve growth factor, please comment in the comment section or email me at ryan@labcortex.com. It's something I'm meaning to get down to really study, and I will eventually have to because we're going to be building this stack. Can't name it yet, but you guys are going to love the name. The name of the stack's so great. I mean, with Cortex, we really try to be like, oh, Cortex, that's a great name, right? These other stacks, we're building 2 more stacks. They're going to be incredible names. You guys are going to love it. And people are going to love it. But if you've got an insight into nerve growth factor, please email me or comment on how to create more of it. People talk about lion's mane. I get that. But I recently came across somebody on the Nootropics subreddit who talked about how the studies people cite about it inducing nerve growth factor or fussing with nerve growth factor, stimulating nerve growth factor, were like one strand of the lion's mane mushroom. It's a very particular chemical compound, and that's not what you see in most lion's mane supplements. So one should be cautiously optimistic and approach it with knowing that and trying to find the exclusive lion's mane mushroom strain or strand or something that actually does stimulate nerve growth factor. But lastly, I would just say I think it's something for those of you who really care about nootropics and really care about bettering your brain to prevent Alzheimer's and these sorts of things. I just think about nerve growth factor. Think about it. Try to figure out how to stimulate it. Try to figure out how to get it really working good in your brain. And if you got some insight into any of that, please comment in the comment section or email me at ryan@livecortex.com. Thanks for watching.